My next comic is a producer over at Just a Guy Productions. Give it up for Agapito Rodriguez!
Coming out to that song is my way of letting you guys know I'm Puerto Rican. Alright, so Puerto Ricans in the crowd, alright. No, yeah, because growing up, I'm Mexican and Puerto Rican. Or as my Mexican friends would say as they pull an egg out, like, nah bro, you're just Puerto Rican. I grew up in an all Mexican and black neighborhood, so when I would go to my black friends and confide in them about this, they'd look at me and be like, bro, there's a difference? Which makes perfect sense because their ancestors were brought here against their will. They kind of lost trace of where they were from in Africa, whereas Latinos, we have the privilege of knowing where we're from. And instead of coming together in great numbers and helping each other out, we just rather argue about who has the best rice. Which brings me to the point where how Puerto Ricans reacted to me being Mexican and Puerto Ricans. They like to get to the logistics of things. They'd be like, okay, papi. Whose rice you like more? I don't care. Mexican rice is the perfect side. More Puerto Rican rice is a good meal in one. No, papi. Naturally, he pulls out a knife. Tell me whose rice you like more, or I'm gonna suck your dick. I didn't get around white people until I was way older, until I got to college. Up until then, I thought they only existed in TV and at Six Flags. But when I would tell white people this about myself, they'd get real stern and serious and look me dead in the eyes and they'd go, that's great. Are you gonna take my order? Alright. Now that I know you guys are cool. You guys care to hear about my day? Yeah? I had a handicapped chick's ass, called it Meals on Wheels. Growing up, I had a real self-deprecating mom. I knew this because she would call me things like a son of a bitch. My sister, she's bi. Her and I are actually Eskimo siblings. The term's typically Eskimo brothers, two guys that sleep with the same woman. But I went this with my sister. It's weird. You know? She's still mad at me, but she forgave him. I got really shitty roommates. It's myself, my cat, and my thoughts. We all need a litter box. My girlfriend is a teacher. Give it up for the teachers real quick. Yeah, my girlfriend's a teacher, and she says really nice things to me, things that only a teacher would say. She looks me dead in the eyes, and she tells me things like, I think you might be on the spectrum. When she's being nice, I might be on the spectrum, but when she's mad, I need to grow the fuck up. My girlfriend is Mexican. Give it up for the Mexican girlfriends. They're cool. Now, before I continue this next joke, I'm going to let you guys know I do not condone lying to your partner at all, unless she's Mexican. If you got to be somewhere at 6, tell her to be ready by noon. If you tell her 6, she's not in the shower until 6:30, gets to the party, she's wondering where all the centerpieces are. But in my time being with her, I came to the realization that Mexican women are the best dressed women in the world. Honestly, the time they take to get ready, the makeup, the detail, the matching of the outfits, all of it, just to go dance in a dirt field at a ranch where someone probably had their head chopped off and she's in heels. There's this thing that kids are saying nowadays that I can't stand. They're going out, partying, having a good time. Then the next day, they post on social media, last night was a movie. The fuck movies you watching about a good time? And trust me, I watched their Snapchat story. The cinematography was shit. They couldn't keep the camera still. The script was bad. It was just a bunch of bitches yelling, hey! That's not a movie. I don't think Holocaust survivors came out of that train and turned to Oscar Schindler and went, that was a movie. I don't think Tina Tina Turner divorced Ike Turner and got out of that courthouse and went, that was a movie. I don't think Yoda stood next to the Force ghost of Anakin Skywalker after he was just murdered by his son and goes, a film this shall be. Because that's not a movie. Movies aren't about a good time. Movies are guys alone looking in the mirror, wondering where his life went, thinking about everyone he thought he was going to grow old with. Instead, they grew apart. Giving everyone in his life a chance, but they just don't get that chance back. And then he kills himself, because that's how Oscars are won, guys. You know? Not being in a club and being twerked on by a 6 in a room full of 7s. Unless the lights turn on and that girl ends up being his cousin. Now that might be a movie. My Cousin's a 6, coming soon on Tubi. Alright. I'm gonna leave you guys on this one. I'm the 5th one born of 7 kids. Yeah. So by the time I was a preteen, my mom wasn't taking no shit. One day I gave her a little bit of lip, and I was 10 years old. She just kicked my ass out. In the middle of this negative 20-degree Chicago God hates you winter, she just kicked my ass out. So I go to the door because I gotta get ready. And she's following me because she wants me to continue talking shit, but I grew up watching my father fuck up. I wasn't following for that Sith Lord shit. You know, so I get to the door, jacket number 1. Jacket number 2, jacket number 3, boots, scarf. And then I get to the door and she goes, yeah, don't you come back home until you get fucked. And that was the day I became an altar boy. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much. I'm Agapito Rodriguez. Give it up for your